I left my water. All right. I'm going to start off by saying all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the Akim that's believing this truth, pushing this truth through the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you very few Aqua that's listening and learning. It's your brother Amath out of Jacksonville, Florida, coming back, Lord willing, with an edifying video. So, as you see, it says in my title, it says, women need the man in the household, period. You know, all that independent mind state, you can get the bag, you can get the money by yourself. All that's getting ready to come to an end. All that's getting ready to come to an end because you women been given too much liberty. You women been given too much power. And to be honest, it's Esau's fault because it's under his rulership, right? But it doesn't make it any better when you believe in the philosophies and the lies and the deceits that he pushes through the algorithm, through these different platforms, man. Right? So a great humbling is getting ready to come, man. And that's what needs to happen in Babylon, especially for you women, because to be honest, you don't understand the importance of your role and how, we always talk about men, the importance of the men role, but you women got an important role too, right? You women got an important role too. So Lord willing, we're going to get started. And Lord willing, I pray that this is edifying. So first and foremost, let me get some precepts first. Proverbs 23 and 22, and it's in a Good News translation. It says, listen to your father. Without him, you would not exist. When your mother is old, show her your appreciation. And I bought this out because, to be honest, women need to understand, to be honest, you bash men, but you come from a man, and you hate your fathers, right? You hate authority. And a lot of that's because what you were shown in your household, in a single mother's household, and your mother, poison you with that toxin, thinking that you can, be independent, get the bag by yourself, right? To, you don't need no man. You can make it on your own. Then you got what they're pushing now is what? Hold yourself out, do all that. Then when you're ready to slow down and get married, but you don't understand you've been ran through. Disposable goods, man. You women don't understand. You don't understand how blessed you are being a Hebrew Israelite through the seed of your father. You are a Hebrew Israelite through your father, man. Through your father. So meanwhile, you out here pushing that independent, get the bag by myself, fuck nigga, fuck men, I don't need no men. You wouldn't be set up in a position of what you about to get if it wasn't for the man, if it wasn't starting with your father. And it doesn't matter if he's wicked or not. You a Hebrew Israelite because your father. So I wanted to bring that out because, Lord willing, I pray that, that gives some type of edification to your spirit for the newbies. Okay. And I want to get one more, and then we'll go into the video I have. Genesis 18 and 19. It says, for I know him that he will command his children and his household after him. Right? Who is this him? This is Abraham. Yahweh Shai is, before Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. This is what he was. It's always been a man in the house. It's always been a man's vibration. Matter of fact, when you read the Bible and you understand, is this story is really about man's relationship with Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, and how important it is when he took his mind off of Yahweh Shai and gave his mind into the philosophies of these other heathen nations. Now he's turning back. Lord willing, the hopeful elect men, right, are turning back, repenting, and trying to keep that connection with Yahweh Shem Yahushai again, instead of keeping the connection in Babylon with all the different philosophies, because there's nothing but chaos out there, man. But anyway, reading this Genesis 18:19, for I know him that he will command his children, right, and his household. So children, children, his wife, right, household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. See, to do justice and judgment. When a man is in a household, especially a righteous man, there's justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he have spoken of him, right? So it is important that a man is in the household. It is important that you understand that, guess what? You need a man, period. It is important that you understand your salvation is going to come from a man, because the only reason women are going to make it on this end, which is of the hopeful elect, they're being saved for childbearing, period. Being saved for childbearing. You got women on this end thinking they about to go into the kingdom, slide into the kingdom, which they think is going to be in the sky, right? And think they're just going to be independent. They're going to have their own spot. They're going to be able to go to, let's use their terms, Jesus' house, like, no. Think about it. It's more women on earth than it is men. And these women be thinking that they about to be just pulling up on Jesus, right? We just using their terms. They about to be just pulling up on Jesus, and he just gonna lay with every last one of them. They backwards. They brainwashed. They dumb. They slow. They don't even understand what they're a part of. They don't even understand what they're hearing. They don't understand. So, without further ado, let's get into the video that I have.
Yes.
Like, you think like these kids are growing up thinking that it's cool to just be a thug ass nigga.
Yep.
It's cool to be disrespectful to their elders, to women. They niggas is itching to hit a motherfucker.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Itching to hit a girl
Yep.
when they play.
I'm trying to told you.
No type of restraint.
But we don't, I'm gonna tell you something though. We do not talk about where these things come from psychologically.
You right.
There's so let me just put the bug out in the room, right? It is statistically proven that single mother households produce the worst product. It is a fact. Like, it's so many people that have sat online and tried to challenge this, but anybody black that come from low income, if you look around the hood, you can see the statistic without doing the actual numbers. You just look the fuck around. Everybody been to jail, everybody low income, everybody grow up. And when I say everybody, I'm saying the majority of the group. I get there's going to be one or two people that was the exception. Wonderful. The other 85, 90% is fucked up. So this model does not work.
Listen,
right?
Exactly.
I come from that, and I know for a
everybody want to defend they single mother.
It wasn't my family. Me and my brother are great. Never been in jail,
but you know the reality of what the fuck going on.
Exactly.
Yes, everybody wants to.
I know the reality.
Yeah, everybody wants to say the but and talk about the 20 or the 30%, but the other 75, 80% going downhill.
Listen, your mama did her best, but at the same time, it was out of her control.
It was, and everybody says anytime you say 9 times out of 10, a motherfucker always want to be 10 every time.
Oh, of course,
it don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. You're always gonna see the buts. But what about this? But
what about?
It's statistically a fact. Single mothers, we produce the worst product, right? Part of that, when we talk about males, especially black males, we don't realize that we're programmed, because if you don't understand history, you won't realize that, like, it starts with the female. Even when we were slaves, the idea is if you program the mind of the female slave, she will raise the offspring to continue your agenda without you having to be physically involved. She will teach her children to abide, because we're the first givers of life and care when kids are small. So we train them up to be good slaves, follow these particular rules. We indoctrinate and, create certain philosophies in their mind. So by the time they're big and strong, they still following behind the same agenda that was placed into us. So when you look at males that come from single mother-headed households, if you don't get around positive male role models, you have the emotional management skills of a woman.
Break
It's
that
just
down.
you.
Break
So,
that down.
She
so
talking
if
that shit,
if
man.
all of
She
your
talking that shit.
upbringing, 17, 18 years, you've only seen a woman head the household. You've only seen how a woman problem solves. You only seen how a female, i.e., your mother, handles things. You've only seen how she deals with anger, guilt, shame, different feelings. You're only watching it from her. Now, she ain't telling you act like me, but she telling you act like me because this is
She's learning
programming. This is
socialization.
psychology.
Exactly.
You're going to model what you see. Repetition. So over 17, 18 years, I'm watching her. So now when I'm still a male. By nature, there's certain things that occur in y'all that a mama can't stop. So now I'm a full-grown male with the psychological, emotional capacity of a woman, but I still have full male body, still have the strength of a male. This is where this
Testosterone,
hyperviolence comes from.
hormones.
Because
Uh-huh.
I'm acting like a bitch amongst men, right? And then, of
Facts.
course, the only way, because I don't know how to articulate myself, know why? Because black mamas, when we trying to get a hold of a young black boy, we fuss.
Yeah, well, you ain't put a pin in that. I'm
We
acting
fuss.
like a bitch.
We acting like a bitch. Hold on. Acting like a bitch.
Acting like a bitch amongst men.
Facts.
We got our mother's ways. Because if you've never been around a man, you don't know how to model male behavior,
Absolutely.
right? And then so now you a fool.
Hey, and man, she just said a whole mouthful, man. And these are, to be honest, these are facts, right? These are facts. And this is why I gotta get this scripture. Let me pull it up right quick. Y'all bear with me. Isaiah 5. Let me get this right quick. Y'all bear with me. James. Oh, I want to get this right here. This is why Isaiah chapter 1, chapter 5, verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. Hey, the whole head is sick, man. The whole head is sick. And this is what we've been telling you. This is why we need Yahweh Shai. We need new rulership. Because as you see, the Hebrew Israelites on this end, blacks, Native Americans, Spanish, Latinos, right? Haitians, right? We sick in the head, man. And she just said a whole mouthful. Matter of fact, now let me get this. Hey, Shadawan, sister. And Shadawan, brother Damawathia. Shadawan, bro. GMS and his likeness. His brother do edifying videos. Subscribe to his channel. Let's jump back into it. Let me get this. Because she said a whole mouthful. Now, I'm gonna get this. Fatherless single mothers home statistics, right? Let me go. Where was I? Right? Yeah. It says single mothers home statistics, right? 37.8% of single mothers are divorced, right? 41% never marry, and only 6.5% widows. Brookings Institute, I don't know why I did that. Brookings Institute assessing the impact of welfare reform on single mothers, part 2, right? It says the strongest predictor of whether a person will end up in prison is that they were raised by a single parent, right? Father absence and youth incarceration. Let me get down here. It says in 1996, 70% of inmates in state juvenile detention centers serving long sentences were raised by who? Single mothers. Wade Horn. Why there is no substitute for parents. Let me get this. The proportion of single parent household is a community predict its rate of violent crime and burglary. It says but the community poverty level does not. It says 72% of juveniles murders murderers and 60% of rapists came from what? Single mothers' homes. Chuck Clausen, How Should We Live? This is 2004. After controlling for single motherhood, the difference between black and white crime rates disappear. Now we don't care about that. Growing up without a father could permanently alter the structure of the brain. Right, man. Hey, because we telling you, without a father in the household, man, there's no structure, period. There's no fear, right? You got, especially with daughters are being raised by their mothers like girlfriends, right? Like they friends, right? Ain't no fear in the house. It says growing up without a father could permanently alter the structure of brain and produce more children who are more aggressive and angry. Children brought up only by a single mother have a higher risk of developing defiant behavior, including drug abuse. New research suggests, you can read all that. So you see all this stuff that it's on here, man, statistically, right? Like she said. And then when you look at this effects of fatherless teenagers statistics, right? It's 63% of all youth suicides, 70% of all teen pregnancies, 71% of all abdominant chemical, I hope I said that right, substance abusers, my bad, I didn't see it. I gotta clean my computer. 80% of all prison inmates and 90% of all homeless and runaway children came from single mother homes. You see this? Children brought up by single mother homes are 5 times more likely to commit suicide, 9 times more likely to drop out of high school, 10 times more likely to abuse chemical substance, 14 times more likely to commit rape, 20 times more likely to end up in prison, 32 times more likely to run away from home. All this happens when a man is not in the household, man. That's how serious this is. All this happens when a man is not in the household. Now, I want to get something else just to show you, because she said in that interview, she said you got to go back to where this started from and how the women indoctrinate the children, right? Easily, and the children just follow it and keep it going generation for generation. But what's she going into? Well, let's get it. I had to pull it up, but I'm gonna start at 22 if I can. This right here, if you don't know, or you new brothers and sisters, this is the Willie Lynch letter, which is, matter of fact, just go all the way up to the top. The Willie Lynch letter and making of a slave, man. This is what this is. The Willie Lynch letter and making of a slave. You know, introduction is infamous Willie Lynch letter gives both African and Caucasian students and teachers some insight concerning the brutal and inhumane psychology behind the African slave trade, the materialistic viewpoint of Southern plantation owners that slavery was a business. See, that's how they looked at us, man. We was just a business, killing us, ropes around it. It was just a business to them. And the victims of chattel slavery were merely pawns in an economic game of debauchery, crossbreeding, interracial rape, and mental conditioning of a Negro race they considered subhuman. And y'all forgive me on some of my words. I am not the best reader, but I try, Lord willing. That's a part of these curses too in this body, man. It also comes back from this here as well. But anyway, now I want to go down to this is just the introduction, but this is what it's going into. I'm gonna start at 22. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 22, and I'm gonna go down to I think it was like 30. It says, "Let's make a slave," right? This is it says when we do it with horse, we break them from one form of life to another. That is we reduce them from their natural state in nature, whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take of their needs and the needs of their offspring. We break that natural stream of independence from them, and thereby create a dependency state, so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure. So all this was done for their business and pleasure, right? And as it going into in the beginning of this, and see everything that Yahweh Bashem shot on the earth, as far as from nature and everything, it benefits our body, right? And that's why they done took all that stuff, man, and then they sell it back to you as if they're doing you a favor. Remember, everything on this end, remember, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. So they selling you what was already made for you, right? For free. It's just business and pleasure for them, right? And it says, let's make a slave, right? What is it? Cardinal principles for making a you know what? For fear that our future generations may not understand the principles of breaking both horse and men, we lay down the art for if we are to sustain our basic economy, right? We must break and tie both of the beasts together. See, the who you already know, and the horse. See, and see, everything on this end is targeted towards the men. And this is why you women need to understand the importance of men, the importance, especially if you got a man of the Lord, the importance of having a man of the Lord, because it's, to be honest, on this end, the men of the Lord is at the bottom. I won't even say, well, the men period are at the bottom. The men of period is at the bottom, man. Like I won't even, but at the end of the day, I won't even say the bottom, because you got to understand, we've been beat, bruised, killed, stole from, right? That's why when you hear brothers say, hey, on this end, everything is as far as for you women is made for you, because when you look at the laws and the statutes that they put in place, your welfare is your what is it, your child support checks, your what is it now, the Section 8, the little HUD, all that stuff, that's set up for y'all. They're not getting men on them systems. I ain't never heard a man being on one of them systems, period. That stuff set up for you women, right? Because they, in their minds, they know if they keep you over the men and keep the men out the house, you will continue to keep pushing their agenda. You will keep operating in that behavior. So anyway, it says the beast together, you see what they call us, right? The beast and the what? You see that? And the horse. We understand that short-range planning is economics result in periodic, I hope I said that, periodic chaos, so that to avoid turmoil in the economy, it requires us to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning, articulation, both skills and sharp perception. This is what they've been doing, man, and they still doing to this day. It's nothing new under the sun. We lay down the following principles for long-range comprehensive economic planning. That, as you see there, it says both horse and are no good to the economy in the wild. You see how they think of the men? See, they're no good to the economy. That's still going on to this day. Everything goes after the men on this end. Every single thing goes after the men. Why do you think that everything goes after the men? Because that's how important a man is, period. Especially a man of the Lord. That's how important the man is. As it gives you 1 Corinthians 11:3. You got Yahweh, then you got Yahweh Shai, his head is on Yahweh, right? Then you got man head on Yahweh Shai. Then you got women head supposed to be on who? They men. Your salvation come through your men on this end, but you've been brainwashed and taught that the Jesus Christ doctrine, all these other philosophies they have out there, that you the mother earth, you the one that you're the existence of life, like you give everything. Like, no, it's of the seed of the Father. But anyway, going back into it, for the For the orderly futures, special and particular attention must be paid to the female, see, and the young offspring. See, everything has been made for you females and the offspring, which is our children on this end. Both must be crossbred to produce a variety and division of labor. Both must be taught to respond to a particular new language. Psychological and physical instructions of contentment must be created for both. It says we hold the above. I don't have to get all that. I want to skip down. Brief discussion offspring. I want to get it to what that woman was saying. Right here, let's just get it. A brief discourse in offspring development will shed light on the key to sound economic principles. Pay little attention to the generation of original breaking, but concentrate on future generations. And this is what they did back then, and it's still playing effect even to this day. You see it now. You got Jakes out here, especially these women on all these government assistance benefit programs, right? And it's assisting them. But let them find out you got a man in that household. They cutting all ties. They not sending you money. They cutting your food stamps. Your child support. Well, your child support don't get cut out unless if you do something stupid. But they set child support up for you to always be over the men. That's how we say the system. America benefits you women as well. Period. So to be honest, your walk on this end. And your walk since the beginning on this end, especially but on this end, you should humble yourself to understand how. Because be honest, you can go back into the world. Look what the world gives you. You benefit from it. Men don't. So your walk on this end would to be humble yourself to the men and not take pleasure in the rest of how the 2/3 women take pleasure in the society, man. Right? That's your walk. Humbling yourself to your husband. But anyway. Back into it. It says breaking but concentrate on future generations. Therefore, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring. See, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring in its early years of development. And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you for her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. For example, take the case of the wild stud horse, a female horse and an already infant horse, and compare the breaking process with the two, males in their natural state. A pregnant woman with her infant offspring take the stud horse, break him for limited contentment. Now, getting to the meat and juicy. Completely break the female horse until she breaks very gentle, whereas you or anybody can ride her in comfort. This is what they do. Esau can call you at any will. Esau, you go and eat out of his hands at any time because he have set so much stuff up to benefit yourself. And you ain't really got to do nothing. Just sit at home, be ratchet. You ain't really got to work. You see that in the society now, right? It says completely break the female horse until she becomes very gentle, whereas anybody can ride her in comfort. Bread the mire and the stud until you have the desired offspring. Then you can turn the stud to freedom until you need him again. Train the female horse whereby she will eat out the hand, and she will in turn train the infant horse to eat out of your hand also. When it comes to break the uncivil, use the same process, but vary in degree and step up the pleasure so as to do a complete reversal of the mind. You see what that does on the mind, man? You see what they put out there, man? And I'm telling you, man, this still up online. You can look this up yourself, man. I want to finish reading the rest of this, and then I go to my precepts. But it says, take the meaningless and most restless, you see what? Strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining of who? The female, the who? Infant, tar and feather him, tie each leg to a different horse in opposite direction, set him fire and beat both horses to pull him apart in front of the remaining, So they'll take a man, right? Tie him up his hands to one horse, that horse going that way. They take his legs, tie him up to another horse going that way. This is what this is going to. And it says the next step is to take a bull whip and beat the remaining who? Um, oh, wait a minute. I skipped one. Set him free, set him on fire, set him fire, and beat both horse to pull him apart in front of the remaining who. See, so it was Jakes was being tortured, put to death, pulling away from horses, getting put to death in front of other male Jakes, right? Then it says after that, it says the next step is to take a bullwhip and beat the remaining who males to the point of what? Death in front of who? The female and the infant. Don't kill them, but put the fear of who? Of God in them. For he can be useful for future breeding. And that's what is that's what you see in society today. It's still pushing, it's still going. It says, then take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desire willingly. And see, now you see what they did back then. You see it in today's society. Women now easily feed right into Esau. You ain't gotta, you tell them that the white man is a devil, they don't care. They don't want to hear it. Why? Because they benefit from it. This is why we say they love their daddy. They love being here in Babylon, man. They love the independent household. They love themselves, man. But they don't understand the importance of having a man in the home. It says, then take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desire willingly. Test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. If she shows any signs of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of what? You see what they say? Out of her. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics. Because when you kill it, that's tangible goods. It ain't not like, dang, we could have used her. We could have killed, She cleaning up the house. She giving our children milk from her breast. Yeah, they was taking our women. Our woman was feeding their children. Our woman was cleaning their houses, doing all these things, man. It says, when it's completely submission, she will train her offspring in the early years to submit to the labor when they become of age. So that's what the woman in the interview that you was watching, that's what she was going into, man. That right there. When you have the mindset, when you have the mind of the woman, it can destroy the whole household. As far as in like, let her lead and let her control the house, because without a man in the household, man, this is what, as you see what she said in the video, they produce nothing but chaos, man. They produce, as you seen in the statistics letter that I was reading, it's criminals, suicides, rapists, all that, man. The importance of having a father, like I said to you women, you don't even understand. You are blessed to you only a Hebrew Israelite because of your father, man. Period, man. Like Brother Azaria say, period. You are only a Hebrew Israelite because of your father. Period, man. Let me get something else. So let me see where I want to start. This is why I'm gonna start here, and we're gonna get it all. This is why Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. This is why now in these days, right? The men of the Lord, what are they doing? Turning back, repenting. He's building them up, right? Building them up. This is why it's important. You men that's watching, man. It's important. Seek Yahweh Shem Shai. Fear Yahweh Shem Shai. Because, he's building us up. We're going through the trials and the afflictions, all these things, right? Right? Building us up to get ready to go through what? Through Jacob's trouble. And you women, as the scripture say, I get it. It says, let me get it. I gotta find it. That's what it is, Isaiah. Let me get it. It says Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as river of water in the dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right, man. A man is a hiding place. A man is a protection. A man, the convert from the tempest. Hey, the man is getting ready to be that protection again, like he was in the beginning. And that's what you see him coming back on the earth. That's why you see men repenting, putting off. You got men standing out there in great boldness. And Esau kingdom telling what he done all these years, all the wrongs to his face, right? On our way up out of here. Because we don't believe in the philosophies of this place no more. And now we in a time where now, his own letter, it really came back and backfired on him, because now we in a time where you did all this, right? You gave freedom of speech. Now guess what? Now they're trying to put that to rest. They don't want freedom of speech because it debunks what they done already set up. That's why you about to see Amos 8 and 11, a famine of the word. Why? Because they tired of being told what they have done. And they've been doing this for centuries, man. They've been doing this for generations, man. They are the wicked. But I'm just saying all this to say to you women, the importance of having a man, especially a man of the Lord, in the times that we're getting ready to go into. You can't go into the times that we're getting ready to go into thinking that you're about to be independent and you're going to save yourself, because you're about to die, period. Hey, you're about to die, man. Period, man. Period. So, let me get something else I want to get to. Which one I want? And I want to get this too, just for the newbies who don't know. I'll bring this out too, because I said, hey, you are a Hebrew Israelite through the seed of your father. Numbers 1 and 18, and they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declare their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Right? See, just going to, hey, you are the seed of your father, man. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. So if your father is a Hebrew Israelite, guess what? You're a Hebrew Israelite. Your father is Edomite, guess what? You're an Edomite. Your father's a Moabite, then you a Moabite. The importance of having a father, man. That's why I'm telling you, you women, you don't even understand the very thing that you mock and you talk against. It's a blessing to you. You don't even realize that. It's a blessing to you, and you shame it. You throw it away, man. Let me get something else, man. I just wanted to bring that out. And it's another thing. Like she said, now you have this. You have a lot of this going on. 1 Timothy 2 and 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to assert authority over the men, but to be in silence. See, women have a problem with this word right here, silence. Because like she said, when you seen your mother in your home act out off her emotions, we're showing you, even when you come back to this truth for you women, that's one thing that you got to pray to Yahweh Shem Shah for, is putting your emotions in check. Because now you done had so many examples in your life, or you see there's so many examples on the YouTube platform, TikTok platform, Facebook platform, Instagram platform, TikTok platform, right? You see that, guess what? When you're not silenced, what happens to you? You cause trouble to your own self. Hey, what is that? You got, what is that? Proverbs 14:1. It says a foolish woman tear down her own house. And that's what you see over and over again, man. These women would be tearing down their own house. They messing up their own lives, man. This is why we telling you to repent, turn back. You need to cleave to a man of the Lord. You need to, put off that old woman. Pray to Yahweh Shem Shah to put your emotions in check. The importance of having a man. It is very important to have a man, as the scripture I brought out, because the winds that is coming, which is destruction, it's coming, man. We're here. Great judgment is about to happen, man. And you can see it. We're here. Let me get something else, man. I want to get this. The importance. It says fathers and daughters, and it's in the G&T, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the G&T. This is the book of Sirach 42, starting at verse 9. Although he will not let his daughter know it, a father will lie awake at night worrying about her. If she is young, he worries that she might not get married. See, this is what we men, when you have daughters, you don't even understand, man. Men battle with that, especially when you look in today's society. You got nothing but 2/3 GMO Jakes killed. They want to rob. They disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no type of upbringing because they was raised by what? Single parents, single mother households, right? They want to rob, steal. They want to do all that stuff, man. It says, if she is already married, he worries about her happiness, right? He worries about her happiness, worrying about, if she married the right man, is that man gonna be good by her, right? It says, if she is a virgin, he worries that she might be seduced and become pregnant while living in his house. See, this is what we men worry about. We worry about if you're gonna be seduced. We worry about, if you got a wife, when you leave out the door, anybody was watching you leave out the door, they trying to break in your household, man. You don't even understand the importance of having a man in your life, and a man as your protection, a man as your provider, a man in your house. It says, if she is married, he worries that she might be unfaithful, see, or that she might not be able to have children, right? It says, verse 11, keep a close watch over your daughters. If she is determined to have her own way, if you don't, she may make a fool of you in front of your enemies. And you see that now, man. Little Jakes, you see these little Eves, they on this Sexy Red, they on this Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, they twerking, they dancing, they want to be like everybody else but themselves, man. And that's why we tell you, them heathen women, them 2/3 women, they don't even realize how much blood they have on their hands, man. The music that they push out, the lies that they tell, and some of them got interviews saying the lies that they tell, they just doing it. They're pushing an agenda. What agenda? Esau's agenda. Going back to that letter, man. It says, verse 11, keep a close watch over your daughter. If she is determined to have her own way, if you don't, she may make a fool of you in front of your enemies. You will be a constant joke to everyone in town, a public disgrace. Make sure that her room has no windows or any place where she can look out to the entrance of the house, right? Because women are sneaky, man. They're very sneaky. This is importance of having a man in the household, starting that from growing up in your own household. When the dad wasn't there and you just had the women always be trying to be friends with their daughters. It says, don't let her show off her beauty in front of men or spend her time talking with the women. Women hurt other women just as moths damage clothing. See, women hurt other women. On this end, you see that, man. Jealous women that be jealous, they be envious of other women that had good men, but they broke their own homes. What they do? Tell that other woman, girl, don't trust them, girl. You sitting up there just destroying her daughter, man. Trying befriending her and all that, and all. Man, it's too much wickedness going on, man. It's just crazy. It says, verse 14. Verse 14. It says, a man's wickedness is better than a woman's goodness. Women bring shame and disgrace. And now, when you get this in another translation, matter of fact, I get it because it's in the Good News. So no one might say, oh, well, see, how can he be wicked? It's in a Good News translation. Let me get it in a regular translation so you'll have understanding. I'm going to read it off my phone. Ecclesiasticus 42. It says, better is the churlishness of a man than a counterous woman. A woman, I say, which brings shame and reproach. And let me see. I'm gonna look up that word because I believe it's a man that's always like angry or something. Let me look up that word and I'll pull it up. Y'all bear with me. Yeah. Yep. And when you look up that word, it says, got it right here.
Churlish.
Rude and a mean spirit. and surely way. Right. So you're supposed to be mean, firm, and strict as a man. But see, women don't like that. They call you sexist, you overly aggressive, you overly strict, all this stuff, man. But you're supposed to be, because if you don't and you start giving into their ways, guess what? You see what happens. You see the households, you see these women, you see what they produce. You see it. You're supposed to. A woman should not have her way, period. She's supposed to be controlled, period. So and when you don't control them, now I'm gonna give you an example. What happens? I'm gonna give you an example. What happens? Now, this is what happens when you have a daughter who don't listen and who's sneaky, right? Where was it? This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, and it's 13 through 21. It's in the Good News Translation. Now listen, it says, suppose a man marries a young woman, right? And later he decides he doesn't want her. So he makes up false charges against her, accusing her of not being a virgin when they got married. If this happens, the young woman parents are to take the bloodstained wedding sheet that proves she was a virgin, right? See, this is the water. How about shot? This is what a virgin is. All that you see women on this end, they be getting married. They done got married to their third or fourth husband. They be wearing white dress. White stems are pure. You ain't pure. You've been defiled. You got multiple dudes, multiple bodies on you. You are defiled. Period. If a woman had one man in the ancient days, guess what? And he dies. A lot of times she don't marry again, which means she don't be touched by other men. Period. Why? Because she's saving herself, Lord willing, she want to be connected back with that other man. I mean, with that same man. But anyway, let's go back into it. It says, verse 15, if this happens, the young woman parents are to take the blood-stained wedding sheets, which is what we did back in the ancient days, right? That proves she was a virgin, and they are to show it in the court to the town leaders. Her father will say to them, I gave my daughter to this man in marriage, and now he doesn't want her. He has made false charges against her, saying that she was not a virgin when he married her. But here is the proof that my daughter was a virgin. Look at the blood stains on the wedding sheets. That's how the blood stain on the wedding sheets determine that you was a virgin. When a man coming to you and he, like you say, like Jake said back in the world, bust that chair, that let him know, oh yeah, this is a virgin. Now we're gonna keep reading. It says, then the town leaders are to take the husband and beat him. They are also to fine him 100 pieces of silver and give the money to the young woman's father, because the man has brought disgrace on an Israelite woman. Moreover, she will continue to be his wife, and he can never divorce her as long as he lives. Right. So if he was just bringing up false charges, right, no matter what he think, no matter what he do, guess what? He couldn't put her away, because at the end of the day, he tried to lie and say he not her husband. He didn't break her virginity. But when he did it, he gave the sheets to the parents. The parents had the proof, which was the sheets, which proves that daughter was a virgin. Right. Now, verse 20, here you go. It says, but if the charge is true and there is no proof that she was a virgin, then they are to take her out to the entrance of her father's house, where the men of her city are to stone her to death. She has done a shameful thing among our people by having intercourse before she was married, while she was still living in her father's house. In this way, you will get rid of this evil. Right. And that's what you see with a man not in the home, man. You see that all through Babylon, man. All through the rulership of Esau, Edom. When their father is taken out of the house, what do you see? You see nothing but this. Different boys breaking in, going in and out of their mother's home, out of her mother's home, coming into her and all that stuff. Now you see what that produced on this end. You see how bad and messed up and defiled it is on this end. That's why it's important, like I said from the beginning of the video, the importance of having a man in the home, the importance of being connected to, Lord willing, a man of the faith, a Hebrew Israelite man, a man of understanding. Matter of fact, go back to it. Wait a minute. It's in I think it's in Sirach. Hold on. It's 10:44, and the Spirit told me to get it. Let me make sure. It's in y'all bear with me. It's something else I wanted to get. Matter of fact, is it in that? Let me go back to it right quick. Because it says, hey, he's supposed to give her to let me read a full chapter. 20. He's supposed to give her to a man of understanding. Suppose a man is caught in the town having intercourse. In case someone should take outside. I think it's in that Sirach, if I'm not mistaken. Let me get it. I'm gonna just pull it up this way. See if it'll pull up. I gotta find it. Dang it, I gotta find that. But you're supposed to be given to a man of understanding, period. You women. Because for your sake, hey, if you don't have a man of understanding, which understands Yahweh Shem Shai, law, statute, and commandments to fear Yahweh Shem Shai, and then you get a 2/3 Jake, and even with a 2/3 Jake, you can't even leave a 2/3 Jake. Because once you lay down with that man, hey, that's your man, period. That's why it's important to have a father in the house. That's why that scripture I read in Sirach, he'd be worrying if she's gonna be happy or not in a marriage, because he don't know really that man is gonna be a good man for his daughter. He don't know that, hey, this man might walk out, this man might lie, this man might kill my daughter, this man might, you just don't know, man. The importance of a man, the importance of having a father, man. So, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters edified with this lesson. Women need the man in the household. You're going to need a man of the Lord, because the man of the Lord is going to be that hiding place, period. There's no out of that. So, Lord willing, you was edified. This is your brother Ahmad. May the blessing let you be upon your households, and shalom.